Camodave News! YouTube to warn comment users before posting comments. You haven't even posted your comment yet, and YouTube is going to tell you that it's nasty and it may be offensive. You haven't even posted it yet. You're just thinking about posting it. Or the new feature is part of YouTube's effort to address what they call widespread nasty comments, harassment, and stuff that are targeted at the creators by commenters and other accounts. Apparently, according to thehill.com, which is a Capitol Hill news agency, YouTube will begin proactively asking users to provide demographic information in an effort to find patterns of nasty speech. You know, the H word. I'm not going to say that because the bots listen to everything you say. Anyway, the nasty speech that may affect some communities more than others. So they're going to take your demographic information and they're going to see, well, let's see, he lives so-and-so, and what is his race, and what is his gender, or her gender, and they're going to determine you're more likely to post something nasty than somebody who lives over here, over there, or is a different age group, or a different, so they're going to profile you according to various categories, that you fall into. Anyway, the company says, YouTube says, YouTube is a subsidiary of Google, which is owned by Alphabet. Anyway, the company says that they have been able to wipe out nasty comments over 2019 by 46-fold. The strategy of warning users that their comments may be offensive has been tested by other platforms. I noticed on Facebook, I don't post nasty comments anywhere, but I was trying to send a post to a friend that had some doxing information in it. We were trying to figure out, where somebody lived. And I wasn't going to post it publicly, but we were doing some looking at I wonder if this is that guy that posts all these weird stuff. And I was just sending sending a link in one of those, searchy type things you can get, where you can search people's, whatever. And it came up with, Facebook says what you are sending is not nice and we will not allow you to send it. I remember that. And all it was something from a public forum that showed somebody's address. But I didn't even make it public. It was in a private message. I don't know, man. I don't know. But they're watching. They're watching everything. Instagram, apparently, according to The Hill, has been giving users pop-ups asking if they're sure they want to post comments that might violate the app's guidelines. They're called nudge warnings. So I guess they look for certain words from certain types of people. And, are you sure you really want to post this? Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, a company called Open Web and Google's AI. See, Google really is into artificial intelligence now. There aren't people at Google anymore. The whole company is run by bots and computers. Anyway, the Google AI conversation program has released back in September that it is attempting to quantify the effects of comments by analyzing 400,000 comments on various news-oriented websites. The study found that roughly a third of the commenters that post will see a warning causing them to revise their comments. Wow! A little over half of those who violated, half of those who edited their comments changed them in a way so that they no longer violated community standards. And you can word your comments in a way to avoid triggering the automated system. So, for example, on YouTube now, a lot of words you can't say. G-U-N, D-R-U-G-S, P-O-T. There's a lot more words than that, and if you write, now they're going to be monitoring your comments, and even the comments are going to be looking for that. So, I don't know. You have to get other words to replace the nasty. So some words are okay and some words aren't. What is it? The Hill also says that 36% of users exposed to the warnings posted their comments anyway. So I guess they'll still let you post a comment, but they give you a warning like, be careful. Anyway, another study said that 36% of those who received feedbacks on a company called McClatchy. I guess McClatchy owns a bunch of newspapers, right? McClatchy's websites edited their comment to reduce toxicity. So, reduce the toxicity of the comments anyway. So anyway, that is a very interesting report from The Hill. They're keeping a close eye on you, and they are monitoring your various demographics, to see if you fall into a certain group that is more likely to comment on, make nasty, toxic comments. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, we're getting closer to 1984. George Orwell. Every moment. Oh, yeah. Now some letters for the 3rd of December. Mark from Arizona says, Dave's RV Life just came out with a video on the Quartzsite RV junkyard. Those nomads must all talk or watch each other's videos for content. Mike Living Free just did a video on the junkyard. Not much on the content in Quartzsite. I think even Camper Van Kenny just did a video on the junkyard. Everybody goes and does the junkyard. Then they... Man, we got to keep cranking these videos out. Did you do a video? Okay, yeah, you did your video on the junkyard. Then you do your video on then you do it. And then, man, oh man. Anyway, we'll just call him CD. That's not me. That's somebody else. But we must abide by YouTube's new guidelines, and even some of these names of some of the commenters here are really weird. Anyway, cheese. And then there's a D word. Okay, that's who this is. Anyway, I don't think Dave 2D has anything to do to his house aside from living in it for 5 years. He did mention that there was some work he wanted to do, like replacing part of the ceiling, and there was some rat poop in the ceiling, and there was some junk in the wall. I don't know. He did show some of the rooms and some of the work he wanted to do. Anyway, according to CD here, it seems like he mentioned that the previous owner passed away there. I don't know. I knew the previous owner had passed away, but we didn't know that that person passed away in the house. Even still, that brings the value way down. Well, I don't know. Lots of people don't want a house like that. You buy them cheap, you live there for 5 years, and I guess that's how long the bad vibes last. Then you sell for a profit. There is a rule. There are some rules in real estate, and we got to talk to Casey Roman about this, that you have to reveal what happened. If there was a nasty event in a house, you have to let somebody know that. Now, I don't know what the time frame is. Maybe after 5 years that goes away. But you would think somebody passing away from natural causes, is not really that big of a deal. Otherwise, unless you're really into GHOSTS, I don't know. But, if it was something worse than that, yeah, and, the M word with 6 letters, if that happened in the house, yeah, that would really kind of freak you out. And that's, again, what I said about people living in ambulances, ambulances. We see a number of nomads living in ambulances, and you think, people were in accidents and GUNS stuff and all this other stuff, I don't know, man. And you're living in that same space. I don't know, man. That would freak me out a little bit. Jessica M says the only problem with a Camo toothbrush. I did get a Camo toothbrush. Thank you. That if you put it down, you may not be able to find it again. Yes, that's a problem with a lot of Camo things. I can't find my pants in the morning because they blend into everything else. Play Hooky said, Amber, Story Chasing's video clearly said that the fire that she was photographing was at an RV dealer across the highway from the campground. Okay. Well, it was right there at the campground. It was across the highway, but it was, it was practically at the Thousand Trails campground. And in her clickbait title, it said it was at the Thousand Trails campground. So, but it's at it or in it or there. It's right there. It's technically 10 feet away from the border of the campground. Whatever, Get your clickbait accurate. Eddie Slicker Outdoors says, why doesn't Dave 2D just do a political channel? That's why his fans follow him anyway. I thought he was trying to do, anyway. Why don't people do that? We see Kenny doing some stuff. We see Derek doing some political stuff. We see Mikey doing political stuff. We see, Carolyn's RV Life doing political stuff. We see Lydia, Simply RVing, doing political stuff. Why don't they just start up other channels and do political stuff and leave their nomadic channels alone? I don't know. Or, that's what I would say. Rather than dropping in a whole bunch of little weird, showing signs in the background and having to let everybody know what your political views are without even saying it, or doing rants where you're running all around what you're saying. Why not just start up a new channel, and I don't know. Anne Raybon says, I like story chasing, but she's gotten into the clickbait bandwagon. I love that. He left me, or she left me. I love that. How many times do we see that? It's like when you say that in a certain way, it sounds like they've left you for good, or no, they've just left you for a while, or they've just gone down to Walmart for a while. I don't know. And the other one is, quitting I'm quitting YouTube. We see that a lot, and it's, they're not really, it was like, anyway, I don't know. It was Line Screw 1. I'm not ever going to report on the nomads again, but, so far he's lived up to that. But I expect him to violate that clickbait pretty soon. I was wondering what the brick was. We saw a nomad talking in front of the brick. The Brick is a Canadian furniture chain, says Doris. That's still a weird name for a furniture chain, the Brick. Finally, I was mentioning yesterday that my housemate here is seriously considering getting some chihuahuas, 2 chihuahuas. They're little dogs. They're like 8 or 9 pounds. They're little things. And we were wondering about Crotchy's safety, and Fanman Mike says, those little barkers, I suggest closing the lid on Crotchy's luggable loo for his own safety. We might have to do that and just, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be too much of a problem. They're little dogs, and I don't even think they could reach Crotchy, but we'll maybe have to move Crotchy to a higher altitude. I don't know. I've seen many of my friends have had chihuahuas over the years, and some of them are lovable little dogs. Others are little barkers that go right for the boots. So I don't know. These are supposed to be, they posted a YouTube video of these dogs, and they look like nice little dogs. So we'll see. But anyway. AC Gillespie says, you're so sexy, Dave. Pink looks good on you. You heard it here first, and first is good. Okay, so maybe I will put my pink camos on for the shows this weekend. I don't know. Pink camo weekend right here on the Camodave channel. All right, folks, that ought to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Letters, and some news headlines for the 3rd of December, 2020. You have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, vlog under.